almost as if those who established what would become St. Mary's Hospital in Rogers were looking 5 decades into the future. This hospital, so dedicated to the healing arts, would establish deep, healthy, and long-reaching roots in the Northwest Arkansas community. As the decades passed, St. Mary's service grew, eventually becoming a member of the Mercy Health Systems of Northwest Arkansas. The hospital quickly expanded its reach and its impact in one of the fastest-growing areas of the United States. Despite its consistent commitment to excellence in healthcare, St. Mary's Hospital was suffering itself from growing pains. The Northwest Arkansas community responded to the urgent need for expansion. With generous donations from grateful citizens and corporations, the new Mercy Medical Center, a world-class, state-of-the-art regional medical facility, officially opened in March of 2008. In the meantime, the massive, vacant, technologically outdated St. Mary's Hospital waited patiently for purpose.
Just made sense that that building, that fine structure, should not be torn down. Susan Barrett asked us to come tour the old St. Mary's facility and to get our ideas and relate our experiences in operating the Center for Nonprofits at the JTL shops.
Well, Harvey and Bernice Jones were great philanthropists that always wanted to take care of people who had less than them, and they did it. They literally gave away fortunes, and the whole area has benefited from that for so many years.
Everybody brings to this project certain resources. The Jones Trust brings some financial resources and expertise in operating a center for nonprofits. We look to the community for financial support, emotional support, and spiritual support.
It just made sense. The Jones Trust already had a proven track record of helping more than 40 organizations in Washington County through the Center for Nonprofits at the JTL shop. With the donation of the Mercy St. Mary's Hospital and 13-acre campus in Rogers in 2008, the Trust was ready to take the giant step to expand its vision into Benton County. It was a promising new day for Northwest Arkansas nonprofit organizations. But still lacking was the person to bring color, contributors, and the community into the massive project.
We believed it was so needed in the community to bring the social sector together to face what we're going to face as a regional community. It's not Rogers, it's not Bentonville, Springdale, or Fayetteville, but it is all of us working together, because a person in need doesn't recognize city lines, they don't recognize county lines. They just know that they need help, and we believed that this center could be that haven for them. I think one of the most exciting things that has happened this last year is the community's recognition of how quietly and how consistently the Jones Trust has positively impacted their world, and they didn't even know it.
Of course, the mission of the $8 million project was to provide our nonprofits with state-of-the-art facilities. But this building's purpose was intentional from the inside out and the ground up. The center is an environmentally conscious example of the preservation and reuse of this important and historic building.
We started off with a 65% reduction in the direct cost of energy. The second primary thing we did was on the mechanical side. We rebuilt with higher efficiency coils. Then we changed out air handling units with high efficiency equipment.
1 inch? Yeah.
We've done a complete new roof system which helped our R value and also got us back to being watertight. When we first walked into the building, we began looking at things that we knew we could salvage and use further on down the road. This building's been here for 50 years. It's been the starting point of many lives. So the transformation into the nonprofit center is really a key and vital part of the community, in my opinion, because of the number of lives that we will continue to affect.
The Center for Nonprofits at St. Mary's will allow those who selflessly help others in our community to do even more. Affordable rent and utilities means lower overhead costs. That translates to more valuable financial resources going directly to services. Organizations that become our center partners benefit from collaboration, networking, and sharing of ideas and resources that will help every one of us who lives in the Northwest Arkansas community. Organizations will have more office space with wireless internet, meeting and conference rooms, convenient parking, bus route accessibility, common areas and community gathering places, an auditorium for special community events, a beautiful place to do business, and so much more. The much-anticipated grand opening of the Center for Nonprofits at St. Mary's in Rogers was celebrated by the community and local and state dignitaries in June of 2009.
In this building, the leveraging of the leadership and resources of the Jones Trust, the Walton Family Foundation, the Walmart Foundation, Mercy Hospital, the City of Rogers, and the tenants we will serve now and in the future will bring about an enhanced ability to serve our fellow citizen and bring back the economic vitality once created by St. Mary's Hospital.
I had never even envisioned or thought about this specific example. But I'm here to tell you, you couldn't find a better one. Think about how all of our lives are impacted, or how many of our close friends or relatives' lives are impacted by so many nonprofits. Such an array and variety of nonprofits every single day to make somebody's life a little bit better.
And when he visited the new offices of our first tenant, the Northwest Arkansas Women's Shelter, the governor saw firsthand the deliberate planning and forethought that preceded this premier facility. With cheerful, light and airy private rooms and baths, a footprint doubled the old square footage. The tragic fact of domestic abuse is finally coming out of the shadows of shame.
This is a problem that we have in our community, and I think bringing it out into the open, bringing it out of the shadows, is actually giving the community the opportunity to come and be a part of the solution. The abuse had escalated to a point where that I was fearing for my life as well as my children. And if the shelter hadn't been there, I wouldn't be alive, I'm convinced.
Tammy's is just one of countless stories of lives changed by organizations housed at the Center for Nonprofits at St. Mary's. The organizations that we invite to partner with us are aligned with the 5 pillars established by the Jones Trust with input from community leaders. We embrace nonprofits that promote health and wellness within our community, groups that provide economic support or assistance, organizations that educate the residents who live here, those who offer job training or life skills, and nonprofits that provide safe and secure havens for individuals or families weathering the storms of life. Our partners' services are as essential as your support.
This is not about a historic building. It's not about nonprofits. This is about the soul of a people who help each other, because that's what we do. This is our legacy in Northwest Arkansas.
Join us as we continue the legacy of helping and healing that started here so long ago. If your charitable or nonprofit organization could benefit from the many amenities we offer our center partners, or if you'd like to become part of this far-reaching vision by making a contribution of your time or your resources, please give us the opportunity to tell you more. The Center for Nonprofits at St. Mary's. It just makes sense.